Stay tuned because in the rest of the video,
basically, you're the only guy that we know about at the beach that has a 15% down payment loan program on an oceanfront condo.
Yes, correct. I can do a rapid rescore,
Oh, so
48 hours.
Really?
And have your credit better depending on the scenario, what you need to do.
Come on now, you guys heard that right there. 48 hours. I mean,
I have a client right now who I just have a contract on. Their credit dropped down to 620 because of a $35 collection that they didn't know that they had from Spectrum Cable. And if they paid that and had it removed, which they just did, their credit would go up 90 points.
wow.
Yep. This product, even at 15% down, you do not have any mortgage insurance on it as well. So it saves you, $100+ a month.
Come on, man. This is getting sweeter and sweeter. All right, guys. So on today's show, I've got with me Jason King. He is a veteran to the lending game. How many years now?
Okay, so I've been in it about 8 years now.
And you love it.
I love it.
Absolutely loves it. Listen, you don't want to miss it. We're going to cover all kinds of topics, from seller financing to Jason's 15% down payment on Oceanfront Condo. That loan is something that you do not want to miss because it is one of a kind. And I don't know where you can go anywhere in the entire United States and find a 15% down investment purchase loan. All right, Jason, so let's talk 15% down Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condo. Basically, you've got the 1 in a million program, kind of take us to school on that.
Yeah, so unlike most folks, up until when this product comes out, we were all kind of in the same boat. I mean, everybody is 25% down, going by the same rules to have. For the buyer, 10% more of your money. It's all about that return on your investment. Keep your money in the bank.
Absolutely.
10 more percent in your pocket, and you only got to put 50%.
So basically, you're the only guy that we know about at the beach that has a 15% down payment loan program on an oceanfront condo.
Yes, correct.
I'm going to say that one more time. That is 15% down on an oceanfront condo. If you go anywhere else, you're pretty much going to have to pay 25%. If you get lucky, 20%.
I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid.
Now, kind of walk us through, kind of what the criteria is on that, like what's the credit score look like? What's the interest rate like? Just a little bit of general information.
Yeah. So actually, it's going to be 2 different ways to do it. Full document, meaning you qualify with a 700 or better credit, your debt to income looks good, or we can go the DSCR route, which is debt services coverage ratio, no document loan.
And why would somebody want to do the DSCR, no document, versus doing a document?
Maybe they have too many properties. They just don't qualify with their debt to income, or business owners that write everything off throughout the year and don't show any money in paper.
Yeah, so
That way, as long as you got the 15% down and a decent credit score, 700 or better, you're good to go.
You don't have to show any kind of document.
No.
But if you're a little bit under that credit score, you are going to have to do full docs.
Yeah, so full doc, same credit score for both. It's just, of course, no document versus a full document.
Gotcha.
Which one's probably going to have a little bit worse if you see.
Exactly.
No document.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they don't have to investigate you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so now what about people that are at that 640, 650 credit score?
Good thing is we have a great credit repair tool. So where I can give you hints and tips if you're looking to buy an investment property. Money fixes everything on credit.
Okay.
So if you got maybe a few collections you didn't know about, or some credit cards are a little bit higher balance than what we want to see, pay them down. I can do a rapid rescore,
Oh, so you
48 hours.
Really?
And have your credit better depending on the scenario, what you need to do.
Come on now, you guys heard that right there. 48 hours. I mean,
I have a client right now who I just have a contract on. Their credit dropped down to 620 because of a $35 collection that they didn't know that they had from Spectrum Cable. And if they paid that and had it removed, which they just did, their credit would go up 90 points.
Wow.
Yep.
For a $35 bill.
For a $35 bill.
Oh.
No matter if it's $35 or $3,500, the credit bureaus just do not want to see collections leave their account.
Guys, you're hearing it right there from the expert. He's taking you to school on how to win with oceanfront condos and getting financing. Stay tuned, because in the rest of the video, I mean, as long as the ocean really doesn't go anywhere.
Right. And they don't shut down all the golf courses.
The over 90 golf courses in our market. I mean, like, people are going to keep visiting and want to spend time here. Like, the appreciation's here. We're seeing it all day long. Like, if you would have bought, you know, just before COVID, I mean, like, you know, a lot of investors will purchase an oceanfront condo and they'll ride that wave of appreciation up, and then they'll put it on the market and sell it, and they'll repeat.
Exactly.
Yep. All right. So, are there any specific requirements or restrictions on the types of condos that qualify? We're talking about building age, amenities. Kind of work us through that.
No, there's not. Of course, the complex still needs their insurance on the up and up, meaning the correct coverages of wind and hail. But non-warrantable or condo sales, they're both in the same category.
Okay.
If it looks, smells, and tastes like a hotel, and they're selling the units of the condo, it's a condo sale, which throws it into the non-warrantable category of front check-in desk, certain amount of commercial space on property with a restaurant or bar.
And if it's non-warrantable, what does that mean to our viewers?
It means that it does not conform with conventional guidelines. So the powers to be, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac says, nope, if it has these things, you're going to have to go a different route and find alternate financing.
Yes, you can't get a conventional loan.
Correct, no conventional loans.
Yeah, so make that really, really clear. So non-warrantable means no conventional loans. So you're not going to be able to get that super low interest rate.
Exactly. I would say that I haven't deep dived into the interest rates and got that yet, but I would only guess that the full document is probably going to be somewhere in the 7s, whereas the no doc DSCR is probably going to be the 8s.
Interest rate wise.
Interest rate wise.
Yeah, sweet. So obviously, if you're investing in an oceanfront condo, it is an investment. It is going to have a little bit higher of an interest rate as opposed to a conventional loan. If they're buying it, so let's kind of walk through second home versus investment property. You know, because people still, you know, they try to skate the lines there. I'm not a proponent of skating the lines at all. I'm going to tell you, if you're buying it for an investment, you need to make it an investment. If you're buying it for a second home, you need to make it a second home. You know, obviously the interest rate is better on a second home, right?
Right now, second home and to answer your question, no, not really.
Really?
Second home and investment are in the same category as non-occupied borrowing.
Okay.
So you're not occupying that place you're buying residence.
Okay. And so, so obviously the interest rate is the same, but I do know that with the second home, they have to stay there at least 21 days out of the year. And with investment purchase, they can rent it out as much as they want. However, with a second home, they can only rent it out 180 days a year.
Yes.
I mean, there's some little...
Yeah. And you know, not that I'm a tax expert, but there may be some better tax implications on having an invested property versus second home. 1031 exchanges.
Oh yeah, and guys, be on the lookout. I just took a tax class. Maybe it wasn't a class, but it was an excellent video, and I learned from a CPA some tax strategies that I'm going to be sharing with you in an upcoming video. So be on the lookout for that. Now, real quick, let's talk through loan to value ratio. What is the maximum loan to value ratio for the program?
Yep. So 85 loan to value, meaning 15% down out of pocket.
Yep.
And on that loan to value, generally everybody knows, hey, if I put 20% down, I can avoid EMI or MI, mortgage insurance.
Yep.
This product, even at 15% down, you do not have any mortgage insurance on it as well too. So it saves you, $100+ a month.
Come on, man. This is getting sweeter and sweeter. And this is not one of those things that are too good to be true.
Yeah, we had a very similar product that we did quite a few deals with. This past year, the investor hit their threshold. This isn't one of those cases. This investor backing it for our portfolio product is not worried about doing 50 loans in 6 months, needing them to be seasoned or anything like that. This will be a guaranteed continuous thing.
Yeah. So guys, basically what Jason's saying is he wrote too many loans for investors using the 15% down program. And because he wrote over $10 million worth of loans, that investor got a little scared and was like, you know what, we can't do this one anymore. However, the new program that he's got in place, we're not going to have those thresholds or those limits on us. So if you're interested in investing and you're watching this 1, 2, 3 years up the road, pick up the phone and give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. I'll get you in contact with Jason, and he will beat with that 15% down program any other program, because I doubt anybody else is going to get you 15% down. So, all right, mortgage insurance. So there's no private mortgage insurance.
No problem.
That's awesome. Closing costs and fees. Now, this is a hot ticket item. You know, some people are concerned. You know, first off, what are they going to look at paying closing costs on an oceanfront condo? Let's say they go in, they buy a $400,000, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, or 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom oceanfront condo. What are they going to look at paying in closing costs?
Good rule of thumb is going to be right at about 3%, which is going to be a better surprise at the end of the day. It's probably going to be more like 2.5%. Okay. I'd rather shoot a little bit higher than come in low. On investment properties, your taxes are going to be a little bit higher than if it was your primary.
That's right.
That's that jump in the closing cost of an extra couple $1,000s in buying a primary home, because your escrowing of your taxes and insurance are always going to be higher on investment property.
Which makes perfect sense. Now, in our market, guys, and I know a lot of the investors on the channel are out of state. We have a lot of people from New York and California and Texas and all over, right? Here's the deal: our taxes are most likely cheaper than your taxes, even on an investment property. I talk to people from up north and I'm like, it's $1,300, and they're like, a month? And I'm like, no, it's $1,300 for the year, and they can't believe that it's so cheap. Now, realistically, depending on your price range, you could be anywhere from $1,300 to $6,000 in taxes. I don't know if I've ever seen taxes over $6,000.
Yeah,
not for these like $400,000, $500,000 condos. So, our taxes are considerably cheaper than what you're interested in paying. And you'll see in some of my other videos, I'll include the tax information in there. So that's definitely something that you can check out on the channel. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, the bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront.
Yeah, and for closing costs, whether it's myself, another lender, you're going to pay the same as far as the attorney's fees. The attorney's fees aren't going to charge myself a different price than, you know, ABC Mortgage or another mortgage company. So closing costs, whether you're coming to me or you're doing it through somebody else, they're going to be the same amount of closing costs.
Yep. So the win here is you're getting 15% down with Jason, and you're paying basically the same closing cost
Yep.
roughly. Now, I know on the back end of loans, there are various things that they can kind of tinker with, like, you know, being able to pay it off early. Kind of walk through a little bit of that.
Yeah, so there is no prepayment penalty. You know, if you do want to pay it off early, you can pay. Maybe you have another property or came in to an inheritance or some money and want to pay it off. There's no ramifications of paying it off early.
Sweet.
Of course, hey, if you don't like the 7.5% or 8% interest rate, make an extra payment a year. You know, hey, at the end of the day, if you're coming back into the busy season, and this is a rental, and there's extra money in your account, make a couple extra payments. You know, the rule of thumb is make one extra payment per month, one extra payment per year. We'll cut a 30-year down to a 20-year. It takes 10 years off.
Too easy. Now also kind of tether that or hold that intention with, you know, your own personal financial objectives. On a lot of these oceanfront condos, you know, some people do buy them, plan on owning them for 20 years, 30 years, whatever. They're going to keep buying one a year. You know, they're a high income earner, and, you know, they need to put their cash somewhere, you know, and the depreciation on these oceanfront condos is phenomenal. So it's an excellent place for them to get some write-offs. And let me just really quick, you know, throw out there, again, in this recent tax class I was taking, you can do something called a cost segregation study, where you can write off a lot of upfront depreciation, let's say to the tune of $15,000 to $30,000 in that first year that you purchased or that second year. So, you know, for you high income earners, you know, purchasing an oceanfront condo can have a lot of advantages, not just the fact that it's making you passive income, but also the fact that you can depreciate it on your taxes and take advantage of reducing your overall tax burden. So again, check that out in that video I'm going to film. I haven't filmed it yet, but I'm going to get it out there to you guys. Anyway, so I was going to ask you just a little bit about, you know, what happens when an oceanfront condo owner is simply going to buy an oceanfront condo. They're going to own it for 5 to 7 years. They're going to ride that wave up. They're going to get all that appreciation they can get out of it, and then they're going to dump it and buy another one. So, in that instance, is it smart to make extra payments if they're not aiming to pay it off?
No, my personal opinion, no.
Yeah.
Or if you do, maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know if you're going to keep it forever and have this thing paid off.
Yeah.
I think at my age, my goal is to pick up a few rental properties. If I can have 5 or 6 by the time I'm retired, paid off, then I just have that income coming in every single month.
No doubt.
That's my income.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt. I mean, you're putting money in your own bank account. With your house.
Exactly. It's going to be sitting right there.
Yeah. I paid an extra $10,000 towards my mortgage. Well, it's still in your mortgage. You're going to keep that money when you go sell it.
Yep. So long as it appreciates, which historically many of our units have appreciated over 100% just in the past decade. Just this morning, I was talking to a client, and we looked at a place. It was in North Myrtle Beach. I forgot the name. Windy Dunes. And in the last 9 years, it had appreciated over $300,000. It was a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It appreciated like $301,440 or something like that. We're talking $33,000 a year in appreciation.
Yeah.
Not to mention, it was profitable and generating a profit every year as they rented it out. So, I mean, by the time you factored in the profit it brought in, it made $40,000 a year in profit if you consider all of the appreciation on the unit. So you can build up a really nice nest egg that way.
Yeah. And like for myself, you know, I had this 15% down product this past year. It's when I bought my first investment property, first in this too.
Yeah.
I'm in the boat, same boat as a lot of folks that are looking to buy their first or maybe their second, is maybe you just don't have an extra $50,000, $60,000 sitting.
No doubt.
Savings account or checking account.
Yep.
But maybe you got 25 or 30 and you're like, what can I do with this?
I don't want to put. I want to make more than a money market
Right,
account.
yeah,
I don't want the 5%.
Yeah, so I found myself in that same boat, and I was like, okay, if I can go pick up, a $200,000 condo on the beach, now I only have to come to the table with $30,000 versus
So
$60,000.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the power of leverage. Let's talk about using the bank's money.
Yes.
Using the bank's money, guys. All right. Think about this with me. Now, not everybody likes doing this. They feel like it's too much risk. Obviously, if there are down years and the unit doesn't perform as well, the payments are still going to have to be paid on it. There's always risk in business. However, people have been renting oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach for years and years and years. For years and years and years. If you buy the right oceanfront condo, you buy it well. Anyways, it's just like any other investment. They're going to be up years and down years. Hold a little bit of reserves always. The bank's going to look for that. They're going to look to make sure that you're not, tapping out cash dry when you purchase this oceanfront condo. So hold a little bit of cash, and then on your great years, stash a little bit back in savings. Put 10% of every year. However you plan on doing it. Whatever's going to work out well for you. But don't allow the ups and downs of the market. With a solid plan in place, you can navigate those lean times and those times of plenty pretty well, as long as you're disciplined enough to follow your own strategy and put money aside, basically. So don't let that stop you from purchasing. Like, you've got $100,000 in the bank. I get calls all the time. I got $150,000. I want to buy an oceanfront condo, and I'm like, you can buy an oceanfront condo. I'll sell you one if you want to buy one. But you're probably not going to like the place you're going to get.
Yep.
You could go the financing route. You could borrow a little bit of cash. You could use the bank's money and turn around and get a nice 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom condo that you're going to be excited to bring your friends and family to. You're going to be excited to use it. You're excited to take your wife out there. And now it's generating the upside on a 3-bedroom oceanfront condo. I was talking to a client of mine maybe last week. He's got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom at the Caribbean. And he's like, my competition is a unit that's making $200,000 and another unit that's making $140,000. So now because you've decided to go the financing route, we've just put you with the upside of being able to make $200,000 in gross rental income or $140,000 in gross rental income. Much better than buying a $150,000 oceanfront condo that has an upside of 40 or 50 grand. Or I've seen a 1-bedroom bring in 72,000. But me personally, would I want to make 72,000 or would I want to make 200,000? It's pretty clear to me.
Yeah.
As long as you've got a solid head on your shoulders and you're disciplined, which if you're walking around with $100,000, $150,000 in cash, you've probably saved that money. You're probably I would say that you're most likely disciplined enough to follow a savings plan on your oceanfront condo to hedge yourself against the ups and downs of the market. Then you just borrow the money from the bank. You've only got 15% in the deal, but you're still making profit off of the bank's money every single year that you rent your oceanfront condo out.
Yeah. And having someone like yourself, a realtor that knows the market, knows the area, can pull past rental history if that unit has, or similar units in the building. It's
kind of, we're going to give you enough factual information to where it's a no-brainer, if that makes sense. There's always risk, and we can't guarantee profits, for sure.
Right.
But we're going to put you in the best possible position so that you win. Now, I tell all of my first-time investors, you need to start with a minimum of 2 bedrooms. People will call me with $100,000, $200,000, $150,000 cash, $200,000 cash. And I'm still saying the same thing to them. That 2-bedroom oceanfront condo, I pulled all the data on all the oceanfront condos over the past decade. Efficiencies in 1-bedrooms, 2s, 3s, and 4s. The 1 and the 2 bedrooms didn't show any losses when it came to resellability on the random years I pulled.
Okay.
So, all right, so then I don't want to buy an efficiency. I don't want to buy a 3-bedroom. I don't want to buy a 4-bedroom. I just want to buy a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom because those didn't show any losses. Well, when you're comparing just 1 bedroom and 2 bedrooms, the 2 bedrooms bring in double the gross rental income generally that a 1-bedroom would do. But they have the same expenses. So Do I want to buy a 1 or a 2? Well, if I buy a 2-bedroom, I have the upside of being able to make as much money as possible. Simultaneously, I'm probably not going to take a loss if I get into this game, find out I don't like it. I'm 2 years in and I'm like, I don't like it, this isn't for me, or I'm in a pinch and I need cash real fast. I can sell it quickly and shouldn't take a loss on it. So I tell all my first-time clients, you need to do a 2-bedroom oceanfront condo to start out with. Now, if they've owned rental properties in the past, I'll let them know plainly, like, well, listen, you're an investor. This might be your first short-term rental, but the upside on a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom is way better than a 2-bedroom, you know? So if you're really going to get into this and do it well, let's look at a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom unit. And that's generally where we start having that conversation about financing. Use the bank's money.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to do my best to put you in a position where you're going to turn a profit on your unit. So you might as well get the unit that's got the most upside that you can grow that book of business on, so that you are bringing in that $200,000 a year. Even, look, I know of a lady, and I say it all the time. She's at Ocean Reef. She's got a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Her name's Rufia. She's on Airbnb. You can look her up. She makes $240,000 a year on a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. She owns 27 units. She's crushing it.
Yes.
Anyways, okay, guys. Okay, so off on that rabbit trail. All right, Jason, let's kind of talk about servicing the loan. Who's going to be servicing it? Is it going to be you? Are they going to be dealing with you? Are they going to talk to other people? What's the deal?
Yeah, so from front to back, of course, at the very beginning, you'll be talking to myself. I'll be gathering everything, getting you approved for the loan. As far as servicing the loan, yes, it's our portfolio product, so we will service your loan for the life of the loan. Portfolio unless you decide to refinance it. Myself personally, of course we have our service team, so if there's any questions after the loan's closed, making extra payments, you're going to have your online portal as well too, where you can go online and do most of your stuff. But yeah, we have a service team. It is an in-house thing. If there's really some type of major problem or question that you need to get a hold of me, I'm local. You'll have my cell phone number in order to text or call me.
Too easy. I mean, I text and call this guy all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, he answers his phone. He gets back to you. He's hardworking. He's phenomenal. He's the kind of guy that you want handling your loan. Yep. And all right. So, approval process and timeline. Kind of walk through how that looks.
Approval process, very easy with all the newest tech. You have my app, my website. We can do it over the phone if you need to do that as well, or in person. I always tell everybody, as quickly as you can do the application, it may take you 5 or 10 minutes to throw your info in. And you can get me a few documents if we're going the full document route. As quickly as you can do that, I can have a pre-approval. I think I've had pre-approvals within like 10 minutes before. So
Literally.
Weekends, nights, we're always working.
We're working on the weekends, guys. If you've ever seen any of the memes or jokes on realtors, it's very much the same for a solid lender.
Yep. They're
always on their phone. They're in the middle of dinner. Somebody's calling. Somebody needs something. All right, so exit strategy and refinancing. So what are the options for refinancing in the future if market conditions change?
Yeah, so if the conditions change, it's a personal preference of how much do you as the buyer, the customer, what do you want to save? What is the refinance going to save you enough money
to justify it?
Yeah. If it's going to cost you $5,000 in a refinance at the end of the day,
yeah.
I look at it, for me, it would have to be maybe a 3-year return if I know I'm keeping it that long for my money. It's all personal preference for the person.
Hold on, break down 3-year return. Kind of walk through the math there.
Okay, so let's say that you are going to save $150 a month to do a refinance.
Yep.
That may be more important to some people than other people. $150 a month.
No doubt.
So $150 a month. If you're saving $1,100 a year.
Okay.
In that 3 year, $3,300.
Is it worth it?
Is that worth it?
Is that really worth the $5,000 cost to refinance?
Now, if you're saving $500 a month,
that's a different story.
That's a different story.
And if we're doing, if you've got a $500,000 condo,
right,
could make a little bit of sense.
Right.
If there's money on the table, why not take it?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a threshold doesn't make sense to you. It might make different sense for me than it does make for you.
Absolutely.
And getting out, I think you brought up a good point earlier, and I tell this to everyone, whether you're going after the 1 bedroom or the 4 bedroom, I think the worst case scenario is if it didn't pan out and you didn't like how much money you made in rental, or you just didn't have the hassle of it. I think breaking even would be the worst case scenario if you sold it a year and a half later.
I like it. I like where his head is. I mean, it's great.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's your worst case. Myrtle Beach, like.
Now, you're hearing this not only from a lender, he is a real estate professional, and he's an oceanfront condo owner.
Yeah. And I put it in my mind, Myrtle Beach, Orlando, Nashville, these types of places, we're almost recession-proof.
Yeah.
To where values are always going to go up and stay pretty steady.
I like where your head is. I mean, I try saying this stuff all the time to people.
Right, yeah.
I mean, we are in a resort market. It is a vacation market. It is a tourist market.
Yep.
We have 20 to 22 million tourists that visit a year. It's been this way for years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for years and years and years. And, so, I mean, as long as the ocean really doesn't go anywhere.
Right. And they don't shut down all the golf courses.
The over 90 golf courses in our market. I mean, like, people are going to keep visiting and want to spend time here. I mean, the weather is phenomenal. People come during the off-season months that live in, cold, harsh weather. They want to get out of that. They want to be somewhere that's nice, the weather feels good. They come visit Myrtle Beach. I mean, like, people come during the summer because they want to come with their families. It's great. They can be on the beach. There's all kinds of activities here. So, like, just like I'd imagine Nashville's heavily that way.
Yep.
Florida is definitely that way. People are going to Florida like it's going out of style. I will throw out that Myrtle Beach, again, is the fastest growing place in the entire U.S. out of the 150 most populated places in the U.S. for the last 3 years in a row. So our market, it's the appreciation's here. We're seeing it all day long. Like, if you would have bought, just before COVID, I mean, like, I had an investor that was kicking himself. He ended up buying, so he was looking pre-COVID to buy a unit. I forgot what the name of the place was. He bought. He ended up buying a unit, but pre-COVID he was looking. Then he comes to me. It's after COVID. He didn't buy it then. Now it's $100,000 more.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm gonna just buy. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the unit now. So, anyways, yeah. So a lot of investors will purchase an oceanfront condo and they'll ride that wave of appreciation up. And then they'll put it on the market and sell it, and they'll repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you gotta trust me. You made it to the end of the video, but you need to click the video that's on your screen right now to hear how Matt Freeze makes $15,000 to $30,000 a year in annual profit off each of his 8 Myrtle Beach Oceanfront condos. That's over $180,000 in average annual profits right there in passive income each and every year. Click the screen now.